It is very much blown out. Noise reduction not oh, is it using my headphones for a microphone? Weird. That's a sunset. Can I get the balance? Sort of. Not really. Nope. Anyway, good getting internet. That's a setting sun behind me. Maybe front camera would be a bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Also, it's still doing the using my headphones as a microphone. Well, hopefully this doesn't sound too bad. Anyway, dang, that's a nice sunset.
He's my editor assistant. See, I just finished editing previous videos. This is the episode that is going live tomorrow, one that I recorded yesterday. He's helping. He's just being lazy on the job. Such a napper, don't you think? Good kitten internet. I just thought I would just quickly show you how I make the thumbnails for this video as for today's vlog, because why not, right? It's fairly late at night, and I don't want to make a huge amount of noise, so apologize if this is a really quiet video. My microphone seems to just generally be really quiet. Shoved my camera into the microphone for some reason. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I have a very large number of photos, and what I've done is that I've put them into a collection using a self-hosted program called Immich. It's a relatively new program, new to me, that is. I've only recently started hosting it, and it has been invaluable to finding cat photos. So, for reference, you can try to go to this website. It won't work. I have this internally hosted, so while it does have a real website name, has an actual security certificate and so on, we can only access it from inside of my house. So you're not going to be able to DDoS me like that. Anyway, you can see that these are some of the collection of photos. I was just showing a photo that I had for my thumbnail for the previous video, and I could do things like cat, and it will find a whole bunch of cat photos. Now, some of them are like Tamagotchi Life, or not Tamagotchi Life. What was the name of that program again? Nico Atsumi. There we go. But in general, it comes up with my cat photos. It is actually using a learning algorithm for detecting cats and people. So, for instance, if I were to, let's see, do I have any people? Those videos, that's not going to do me much good. Yep, you can even see some of the thumbnails that I've already used. Yeah. Here, this one might have me. Yep, see? Shows me my age because I've given it some information about me. It detected my face for reference. I did not add this. Let's see, given that I was 41 in 2025, this would have been my previous apartment. No, that would have been this apartment. This apartment. Yep, I can see now the background of having... those were the containers that my blinds came, or drape... No, blinds, that's the correct term, came in from IKEA. They're really crappy things, but they work. They're blackout blinds. Most of them worked, one of them didn't. Anyway, the point is that what I do is that I run a search for cat. And I have been looking through these cat photos to try to find the correct thumbnail. And I'm trying to not just choose ISIN and Zone constantly, but I have a lot of photos. Like, for instance, these are of Kitty. I can actually go through and explore my timeline as well, but I don't necessarily want to do that because there might be some information in here that I don't want leaked. But I can just show you, like, hey, look, these photos were taken Wednesday, the 7th of May, 2008. That would have been, very shortly before my... I think that would have been after I accepted my relocation to Madison, but before I moved. It's definitely before I moved, because this is Angola, Indiana. You can tell from this photo. It will give information that's written into the photo over here. So, for instance, this was taken using my camera that I still don't know where it went. It just disappeared. I have a hunch that I had a house cleaner that somebody had called me up and asked me if I had noticed anything stolen. I am pretty certain that she ended up stealing my camera and my PSP, which sucks because I don't want to rebuy that PSP, but I have a bunch of PSP games. I'll probably end up either using Creator's PSP or just buying another at some point. Anyway, that's a side tangent. But yeah, I can scroll through here and find various photos that I've taken. This would have been while I was at work. This is from drama club and so on. You get the idea. This is a nice photo recognition system, and you can tell that I have photos even before I was born because I've included some of my mother's photos into here. I need to work more on that. Unfortunately, I don't have dates for a lot of my mother's photos. Anyway, cell phone photos will actually have GPS tags on them, and yeah, you can actually get much more precise information. Let me see if I can find some really fast. I'm going to pause this so I don't accidentally. I shouldn't have any photos that are a problem for me to show, but just in case. Here we go. So this was a photo that I had taken while I was in Reykjavik. I visited Iceland on a vacation because it was actually cheaper for both Kreter and I to fly to Iceland than either one of us to fly to the other's home. And we wanted a short trip that we can, just be together for a while. Iceland's in the middle, so we ended up flying to Iceland. And as you can see, because I took this with my phone at the time, the Pixel 2 that I had, I have a date, I have, resolution, I have exactly where this was taken. This is the exact intersection that this was taken at. It was this specific intersection. I took this photo because I found it funny that Iceland had a lot of very obviously named things, like, for instance, a hotel called Iceland Hotel. They would have a Vietnamese food place called Vietnamese Food. It was things like that. It was a trend. Yeah, and we went to some hot springs that have since been covered up by lava. Yeah, along with the Icelandic Phallological Museum. There's a reason why I'm not posting all of these photos directly or anything. Some of our meals that we had. Just, vacation photos. These are my memories. And it's really helpful not just for coming up with thumbnails, but just strolling down memory lane. Let me know if this type of thing's actually of interest to anyone. I can go further into some of my self-hosted things. This is just a lot more obviously useful for a lot of people. This and my budgeting thing and my RSS feed reader are the three things that I use the most by a very large margin. I mean, I also have my music player, which is currently down at the moment. I've been working on a couple of things, but that's also self-hosted because I'm no longer subscribing to Spotify. And yeah, so I thought I would just show a little bit of geekery. I'll talk to you later, Internet. Hope you've had a good kitten. Bye. Look at me editing the video on the same day that I recorded it. I forgot to mention one very important part of Immich that I consider essential, which is that it's not just me uploading images to Immich directly. I also have it installed on my phone, like this device right here. I have it installed on my phone to automatically back up everything every night. When I have my phone charging and on my home Wi-Fi, it will back up everything to Immich. Happens every night, happens automatically. I don't have to think about it. It's great. I highly recommend it for people who are okay with self-hosting things and want their images backed up to something, like their computer, a server, whatever. Okay. I guess this is the end of the video.